Hey y'all, this is Dave Thomas III. I'm your relationship coach here at Faked Out by Love. Hey, well, you know what? When it comes to relationships, you're going to get exactly what you advertise for. In other words, however it is that you carry yourself, what kind of persona that you project that other people can see and can tune into, that's what you're going to draw to yourself. So in other words, if you're looking for a life of longevity with the love of your life and somebody that you can build a long lasting and fruitful marriage with, yet you carry yourself as if you're completely open and really looking for a one night stand, well then guess what you're going to get. You know, it's kind of like opening up a restaurant and the outside of the restaurant, it's got this big sign that says vegan. You're not going to bring people in there who are looking for beef and looking for pork and that and chicken and that kind of stuff. You're going to get people coming in there who are looking for food that's from a vegan lifestyle. So when it comes to attracting the right kind of people in your life, your lifestyle says a lot about you. If you have a very frivolous lifestyle, you're going to draw very frivolous minded people. If you have a very lackadaisical lifestyle, you're going to draw people to you who are very lackadaisical in the way that they carry on their own lives. It's like a good friend of mine up in Canada used to tell me all the time, water always finds its level. And that's exactly true, especially when it comes to you putting out the signals out there to get the sort of people that you say that you're looking for, sometimes that you really believe that you're looking for. And when you get what you get, you can't be surprised if the signals that you're sending out actually run contrary to what it is that you really want. A lot of women especially make this mistake by trying to use sexuality as a means to draw men who would be interested in long-term relationships. If you exude an awful lot of sexuality, especially in front of a man, you're not going to get a man 9 times out of 10. That's what I call my 9.9s. You're not going to get a man 9 times out of 10 who is looking for something serious, long-lasting, enduring, and that's going to give you and him a lifelong cycle of joy. What you're going to get is a guy who's going to want to come into your life, get whatever he's going to get, and then roll right back out. If you want to have a man or a woman into your life who is going to be there to stay there, then advertise yourself as someone who's looking for that. Be careful about where you put yourself and what kind of circumstances you're sitting in when you're putting out these signals. For example, if you spend a lot of time going to bars and going to clubs and things like that, you're going to get people who tend to have mindsets that are conducive for those settings. A lot of people who go to bars and go to clubs, spend a lot of time there every weekend, they're kind of living this fantasy. You know, it's like nothing's permanent, and that's the whole bar scene. Is nothing is ever permanent. The club scene, nothing's ever permanent, nothing's ever long lasting. It's for the here and the now and what I can have for tonight. That's what it is. If you want something that's more long lasting, here's a recommendation I have. Go to places where you're going to have to do volunteer work with men and women. Go to places where people have a intellectual circles, intellectual gatherings and stuff like that. Even some of these places where people are into gaming, believe it or not, going to those types of places, sometimes you'll meet people who are a little bit more serious-minded about life, even though a lot of them are gamers. I know it's going to be hard to believe, but you should try that out sometime if you haven't done it. Go to places where people are likely to be thinking about what comes down the road as opposed to just the here and the now, especially if they're thinking about just the here and the now. And if you advertise yourself in that particular vein, that's exactly what you're going to channel and draw to yourself. Remember that. And it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. However you advertise yourself, that's what you're going to draw. Remember that. And that goes to in any kind of way that you dress. And I'm not saying, and I know a lot of women get upset about this because they say, well, I should be able to dress the way I want to. Yes, you should. And no, men should not marginalize you simply because you dress scantily. They shouldn't, but they do. That's the reality. If they see you dress with next to nothing on all the time, and then guess what they think? A man thinks sexually all the time. I know, I'm a man. I think about it all the time. So if we see a woman that exudes a lot of sexuality, do you really think that we're going to start thinking that, hey, she's looking to be a life of domestic fortitude and happiness? No, we're thinking about the sack. We're not thinking about anything else. Tone down how you do certain things if you're already overdoing it and drawing the wrong people. Try another approach, something a little bit more modest, and be willing to engage people intellectually. That's another thing. If you engage people intellectually, which I think is one of the sexiest things that any man could do with any woman, is to sit down and have, for example, great conversations, then that tells a person a lot more about what your prospects are over the long haul. Whether they can see you as someone that really wants to be in this thing to win it forever and indefinitely, or just somebody just looking for the here and now and just ready to get out, even though people can use those settings as well just for the here and now. But it's less likely that that's going to happen, because especially with us men, we'll disengage if we're just looking for a one night stand and we're getting a whole lot of great conversation, and that's not really what we want. Even though some men use that again, but most men will disengage if that's not really what they're looking for. We're hunters, and as men, we tend to be narrow-minded when it comes to chasing women. Some of the more craftier guys amongst us will use some of those other elements from social circumstances and things like great conversation, and really, the guise of getting to, under the guise of getting to know someone very well, when really they just want to get in their pants. This is why you take your time also when getting to know someone and see if you can detect patterns in their behavior that tells you what their real intentions are. But again, if whatever you advertise yourself for sure on a fundamental level, that is exactly what you're going to get. Change your routine if you must. Well, again, my name is Dave Thomas III. I'm your relationship coach here at Faked Out by Love. If you like this video, go ahead and pop that like button at the bottom. Share this video, and be sure to leave me a comment or a question if you have any questions about this video or anything else that's going on in your life as far as your relationship is concerned. I answer those questions, and share the love. All right, again, looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye.